What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Marketing Nomad Show. It's your favorite marketer and podcast host, Prit. Today is episode number 42, and we're going to talk about 7 healthy habits that I follow as an entrepreneur. Now, you're going to probably look at this episode and you're going to be like, do I really need to hear this? And my answer probably is always going to be yes for every single episode. But yes, for this particular episode, I'm also going to say absolutely yes. Now, a little bit of a backstory before I get into the 7 healthy habits that I do follow is that when I first started out, I was probably not the most organized person ever. Okay, let me be very honest with you. And it's probably embarrassing to admit that, my life was a little bit of a havoc and I did not know how to be organized. I mean, I knew what I had to do, but I just did not have the motivation to do it, or I just didn't know how to go about it and kind of incorporate it into my life. So it took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of YouTube videos that I watched about other entrepreneurs and how they handle their life. And, me reading a lot of self-help books to reach a certain stage. This is 2 years down the line, guys. Reach a certain stage where I can tell you that, yes, I actually do have healthy habits that I actively follow, and I am, I vouch for them. No matter what, I will do these healthy habits, okay? So I wanted to share my healthy habits, and not just that, I also wanted to share a little bit about my personal life, how I manage my business and stuff like that. And I do think that these episodes will help you because I'm also a human, right? I mean, I make mistakes, and these are things that I have struggled to kind of incorporate into my life. And while it is embarrassing to admit, I also do want to be completely honest. I mean, that's what my podcast is for, to be completely honest about my journey and stuff like that. So it was really hard for me to incorporate all of these. And as I talk to you about each of these 7 healthy habits, that yes, today I'm so proud that, I can call them as my own. But I also do want to tell you the backstory about each and every healthy habit that I have incorporated, just to tell you that yes, it takes a lot of effort to kind of bring it into fruition into your life, but it's worth it, guys. It's absolutely worth it. So as we go about this episode, you're going to figure out the kind of backstory about each of these healthy habits and why they're so important for you to incorporate if you are thinking of getting into it, okay? Okay, for those of you who are new, welcome. Let me first introduce myself. I am Prit. I am the marketing nomad. I usually give Instagram tips, marketing tips, business tips, and I also do talk about mindset as a business owner because I think that it's important. I just think that it's important, okay? Because being a business owner, a huge part of it is about mindset. So I generally talk about that as well, but mostly marketing tips, yes. Today, we're going to talk about 7 healthy habits I follow. And, if you don't know who I am, I'm a marketing strategist. I'm an Instagram coach. I am insanely obsessed with stationery. It's really weird, guys, but it is true. And I am a huge Apple fan, if that makes sense. Yes. Okay. So that's my small introduction of the day, completely unscripted as always. And, I do have services available at the moment in case you are interested to grow your business with me. I do have one-on-one marketing strategy consultations available. There are 3 packages. One is a 1-month package, one is a 2-month package, and the other one is a 4-month package. I also am currently offering Instagram audits to help you scale your business and for you to implement actionable Instagram strategies. So if that's something that you're interested in, both of these services will be listed down in the description box below. Okay? Without further ado, guys, let's get into my first healthy habit, and that is to wake up early. Now, if you know me personally, you will know that I value sleep more than anything. And before I kind of got into this healthy habit, I was waking up at 10:30, 11 a.m. and I was sleeping at 11 p.m. and sometimes 3 a.m. and my sleep schedule was really messed up, okay? But over time, I realized that I was not really being my most productive self, and I was kind of missing out on just putting my best self out there. And that's when I started reading the 5 a.m. Club. It's a brilliant book by Robin Sharma. If you guys have not read it, that book transformed my life, guys. So while I don't wake up at 5 a.m., I'm usually up by about 6:15, and I'll kind of get into a little bit about what I do. So a huge motivation for me to wake up at 6:15 is because I have a core workout class at 6:45 a.m., which is absolutely part of the strategy, because without that, I'm probably sure that I would not have gotten into the healthy habit of waking up early. Right now, if you ask me, yes, I can wake up early and I can do that by myself, but it took me a good, 30 days to actually get into the habit of waking up early. So I purposely strategized having an early morning class. For you, it can be anything. For me, it was core workout. For you, it could be maybe you want to learn a new language or something like that. Set those times in the morning so that you have enough motivation to get up. And I think that is super key. And that is also something that Robin Sharma talks about in his book as well. And that is, you need to be motivated. You need to have the reason to get up. Okay. And for me, it was because, I want to get into better shape. I want to get, healthy. I want to have that energy to kind of go about my business all throughout the day. So for me, waking up early has really transformed my life, because in the morning, I do have, and that brings me to point number 2, is I do have an exact morning routine laid out for me to maximize my productivity all throughout the day, okay? It helps me conserve my energy. It helps me get into a better mindset, into a healthier mindset. And I guess for me, that's point 1 and 2. So the first point was to wake up early. The second one is to have a morning routine set out. So for me, the minute I wake up, I do a couple of stretches, because I do have an intensive core workout session a little bit later, like about half an hour later. So I get all my stuff done. I kind of do stretches and stuff like that. And then I get my core workout done. And after my core workout, I give myself at least 20 minutes of meditation time. And after that, after meditation, I take some time to journal whatever it is I am feeling, okay? And for those of you who don't know about this, or you've not heard of episode 40, where I talked about how to deal with a bad day in business, I am a huge advocate for journaling. It has transformed my life in ways that I cannot even tell you. There have been so many anxious thoughts that have calmed down over time because of journaling, and it is so powerful. Not just that, I also do, at the top of the page, I have something written called grateful for, and then I always write what I'm grateful for. So every single page, every single side of the page that I use, I will have something that I am grateful for. It just helps me keep accountable and helps me be more grateful for all that is around me, and just for my life in general, because I personally, and I guess every other human out there, has a tendency to take it for granted. So I have to keep reminding myself that there are things that I'm grateful for, and it just definitely helps me kickstart my day. So my morning routine is a few stretches, then a core workout session, and then I meditate for at least 20 minutes. And then I kind of start journaling. Usually I write about 3 pages of my journal every single day. And then after that, I have breakfast. And that is probably my most important meal of the day, as everyone says. But for me in particular, I don't have anything beyond 7 p.m. the previous night. So for me, breaking that fast is super important as a breakfast. That was probably TMI, but yeah, well, I'll tell you guys. Okay, so once you wake up early, it's important to have a morning routine set, because you can just get demotivated and not wake up early at all after that. So for me, having a set morning routine helps. And for me, a hack that went about the way I was dealing with life and waking up early was that I set a class in the morning so that I wouldn't miss it, and I would wake up early no matter what. So that was just me coping with the way I am. I am someone who, it's difficult for me to get into a routine. To be honest with you, it is difficult for me to get into a new habit because I'm so firm in my ways. But at the same time, I've got powerful mental strength and I know that I can do it. So I just kind of added a catalyst so that I could move forward with it. So that was 1 and 2, guys. Number 3 is, as an entrepreneur, this is something that I realized was during the initial days, given that there is no set lunch break or no set dinner time, you can mess your meal times so often. There would be times that I would have lunch at 4 p.m. and then dinner at 11 p.m. and that would just be so messed up because I would not be hungry, I would be hungry, and then I'll be cranky, and then it was just so messed up, guys. So when you are working from home, I guess this applies to anyone working from home or a business owner or an entrepreneur or a freelancer, I think that it's important to keep set times for your meals. Keep an alarm on your phone if you have to. 1 p.m., whatever it is, you're going to stop working and you're going to get food into your system. And what this helps is that it helps you get into a routine. It helps you, prioritize your health, because meals at the end of the day is your health. It helps to give you energy for the rest of the day and whatnot and all of those things. And you're just more alert and all of those things. I mean, I don't really have to get into all that. I am not a nutritionist, and that's probably not my area of expertise, but I do know that, it's important for you to have meals at the right time and not mess up your meal schedule, which when you're an entrepreneur, it can actually get super messy, super fast. Okay, so keep set times for your meals, put an alarm on your phone that usually works. And you'll find that you actually have more energy throughout the day, because that's one thing that you don't have to worry about. You have that things all planned out. You have it all set. Maybe you want to start at 12 p.m. You want to start making lunch, and then by 12:30 you have lunch, and then you're all set by 1:15. Whatever it is, have set times for it, okay? Now, the fourth one is your sleep should be your priority. Honestly, a lot of resetting of your stressful day happens when you're sleeping. And when you don't sleep well, or when you have very distorted sleep times, it can mess your energy levels for the next day. It can mess your focus levels, your concentration for the next day as well. So when I first started out, I would either sleep way too much or I would sleep way too less, okay? And there was never a healthy balance, especially when I was freelancing during my initial days. I would have client calls at like 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, and it would just mess up my entire sleep schedule, and it would just not be optimum, because I would find myself being cranky all day long, and I could make out that I was not being my most productive self. So you have to understand that when I say sleep is priority, it means that I've made mistakes, and I've learned it the hard way. And I realized that no matter what happens in my business, I need to be able to prioritize my sleep. And if I can't give that to myself, then what good is this entire journey about, okay? So whether it is, you needing 8 hours of sleep or 10 or whatever it is that your body needs, it's all up to your body. You listen to your body, and your body will tell you what you need. You have to prioritize your sleep. So it wasn't until I think 6 months into my freelancing business that I decided to restructure the way I handled my calls and all of those things. And then I made sure that I would put my sleep first and then everything else. And then business came. And that itself, I don't know, having that mindset of sleep is priority, it just changed the way I looked at my business as well. Like the minute I feel my body getting tired, I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm doing what is good for my body, my mental health, and my mindset, okay? So kind of telling yourself that your body is priority, you are priority, your mental health is priority. It's such a game changer, guys, and I highly recommend it. Keep telling yourself that every single time you feel like, you are overworking yourself or you're pushing yourself to an extent where you should not be pushing yourself and all of those things. It really is a game changer, and I highly recommend constantly telling yourself that you are a priority. What matters to you is your body, your health, your mental health, your physical health, your mindset, and all of those things. And you'll see the way it impacts your business in such a positive way, because then in that mindset, you only work on your business when you are feeling okay, and the maximum amount of productivity happens during that time, not when you're forcing yourself, because when you're forcing yourself, it's just not a healthy atmosphere, and it can lead you to be very resentful towards your business and stuff like that. And I'm just being honest, guys. It's true. It happens to the best of us. So this is, I think, something that I tell myself is that focus on giving quality time to your business and not quantity, okay? The more quality time you can give your business, like you being 200% available for your business, rather than bits and pieces of you being not there or half there or just very demotivated, it's a remarkable difference, and you'll be able to figure it out once you start implementing it for yourself, okay? So that was number 4 for you. Now, number 5 is a little different because it starts the previous night, and I actually set my goals the previous night, okay? And not just setting goals, but I also envision how I want that day to go, the next day, that is. And for me, this is sort of manifestation in a way, and sort of me implementing law of attraction in a way. But what that actually does to my subconscious is it allows me to feel everything that I want to happen throughout that day. And it allows me to implement it the next day. Even if there are things that can happen like within the spur of a moment, and my day can go from, being absolutely free to being absolutely chaotic, it's still me setting intentions the previous night. And the fact that I set it the previous night and I sleep, it gives my subconscious enough time to kind of work on it and to kind of make me more conscious about implementing it. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense, but it does to me. And this is something that I've seen transform my life in such a positive way. Just setting intentions and just imagining how I'm going to go about my day the next day really helps me tackle the next day with so much more positivity and definitely a heightened sense of energy as well. So I highly recommend it. Don't set your daily goals on the day of, but set it the previous night. And not just that, take like 5 seconds, guys. It doesn't take too long. 5 seconds to just envision how you want that day to go, okay? Whether it's you waking up at 7 in the morning and then, brushing your teeth, all of those things, guys, envision all of that. It sounds silly, but even just envisioning all of that is so powerful, because when you're going through the motions the next day, it's just that much more easier for you to get into the flow of the day and just put your best self out there. So, 7 a.m., you want to brush your teeth, you want to look at yourself in the mirror and kind of give yourself positive affirmations, whatever you do, guys. I'm not judging over here because I probably do that too. Okay? Kind of hype yourself up in the mirror. And then, maybe at 10 a.m., when you see the clock, you want to start working on maybe your strategy work, or maybe you want to take up client A's work or something like that. And then 1 p.m. lunch, and then maybe 2 to 3, you kind of take a, step back, and then you probably watch an episode of something on Netflix. Then again, you get back to work at 4 p.m., and then you work on maybe client B's work, whatever it is, okay? Your intentions. Just envision that. Just imagine yourself going through the motions. And I know I say this about every single healthy habit that I follow, but it is absolutely true, guys. This has transformed my life in ways that I can't. It feels like the next day I'm just flowing, okay? And I've just got my jam on and I can just totally do it. I have noticed remarkable differences when I don't set my goals and intentions the previous night to the days that I actually do. Okay, and my last, that was healthy habit number 5, right? Healthy habit number 6 is that I stop work no matter what by 7:30 p.m. No matter what, guys, because there was a time where I was working 18 hours a day, and that was insane, okay? My mental health was just through the roof and out of the window, and it was just not the best way to go about it. So I decided to put my foot down, and whatever it is, however I decide to spend my day, working or not working or whatever it is, I do not work after 7:30 p.m. And after 7:30 p.m., it's my time, okay? Whether I choose to spend it with my family, whether I choose to read a book, whether I choose to watch Netflix or a movie or whatever it is, it's my time. And I have every right to demand it from myself. And I think that over time of me constantly giving up my time for everyone else and not having that time to myself has made me so sure that I want to put my foot down and say, no, after 7:30 p.m., that's on my time, okay? I decide who gets what of my time. I decide what I want to give my time to. And just having that strong, I would say, putting my foot down kind of feeling has empowered me to manage other parts of my day much, much better. It's such a small change in your mindset to say stop work by 7:30, but what you're actually doing is you're empowering yourself to decide what you should give your energy to and what you should give your time to. And that sort of flips a switch in your mind, and you start to be more mindful about what you're giving your energy to, what you're working on for the rest of the day. Even though you just set the intention of after 7:30, you actually extrapolate it, and you actually end up making sure that you're giving your best energy, or you're absolutely sure of what you're giving your energy through. You're absolutely sure of what you're giving your energy to throughout the day. Okay, so that's like a very, very powerful shift that I have personally implemented, and I absolutely love. And my seventh healthy habit that I have implemented is yoga. Okay, so I know that I said that I have core workout in the morning, and that's not yoga, but for me, the seventh healthy habit is 3 times a week, I go for yoga classes. I incorporate it into my life. And again, guys, that has just helped me centered a huge part of, I think, just having everything scattered to being more centered and having my emotions more centered. And no matter what is happening in my business or my life or whatever, whether I'm sad, I'm upset, I'm angry, whatever it is, I have yoga to kind of center my emotions. And for those 1.5 hours of focusing on yoga, I let myself go. I'm more in touch with myself. I'm more in tune with my emotions. I'm more in tune with my thoughts. Okay? So for you, it could be dancing. For you, it could be ballet. For you, it could be singing. Whatever it is, find a physical activity that brings you joy, that brings you happiness, and make sure that you prioritize that at least 3 to 4 times a week. That is your time, and no one can take that away from you. Okay? So these are 7 healthy habits that I follow. And I think one thing that I do want to bring up, and a question that I personally had asked a lot of people around me, is why do you even need healthy habits? Like what is the point of all of that? And the point is that, of course, there's a lot of transformation while you're implementing these healthy habits, but at the same time, during the lows of your business, there will be days where you can't get back up, or there's a little bit of a lag from you on the floor to you finding that motivation to get back up. It's these healthy habits that will keep you going, no matter what. And I personally felt this when I told you guys I had like a really bad week pretty recently. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was episode number 40. You can go listen to that. I talk about how you deal with a bad day. But for me, that was probably one of the worst weeks of my business endeavor, to be honest with you. It was horrible. It was so difficult for me to get back up. Of course I did, but it was really difficult. But what kept me going was going through the motions of my routine. Okay? This routine and these healthy habits were what kept me together. I can't stress that enough. I never thought that these healthy habits would be that powerful. I mean, I knew, yes, I was, transforming every single day. I was excited about how these habits were changing every single day, but I didn't realize the extent of how powerful these habits were until I had a bad week. And the only thing getting through that week was me knowing what I had to do next, because it was kind of like a subconscious thing for me, that it was a routine already, right? These habits were already a habit. So I was doing it without thinking. So I was not spending too much time trying to get my life together, because my life was already together. I just had to fix my mindset, which was a whole lot less work if I had to fix my entire life crumbling around me and also fix that mindset. I hope that made sense, because that was when I woke up and I was like, wow, these habits have changed my life to a level that I probably did not understand when I started it out, and did not expect it to as well. So these healthy habits, they not only transform your everyday life, yes, but they also help you to stay together when things are not going your way, or when things are crumbling around you. So I definitely highly recommend starting with at least 2 healthy habits. I started with 2, and then I pushed to 4, and then I pushed to 6, and today I'm at 7. Tomorrow I'm going to start implementing 2 more, and keep increasing that until I have like a whole bunch of healthy habits that I can show off and be proud of as well. So start with 2. I started with 2. Honestly, I started with keep set times for meals, and I started with setting daily goals the previous night. That was what I started with first. I did that for 30 days. Once I felt comfortable with that, then I started implementing other healthy habits. So you don't have to jump to 7. Start with 1 or 2 and then go from there. And it takes time, guys. Don't think it'll happen overnight. It takes at least, I think, some books say 90 days, some books say 21, some books say 66 to kind of set a habit. Whatever it is, it all depends on you. Honestly, for me, it took 30 days for me to get into that routine, and it was really hard those 30 days. So for you, it could take longer, it could take lesser, whatever it is, stick it out until you start feeling comfortable with it. Whatever it is, you will know that the routine has been set, the habit has been set. You will know. Forget about the days that people say and all of those things. You will know, and it's a different feeling. It's like a different flip of a switch in your mind when that habit has set and you no longer have to think about it anymore. Okay? So that brings me to the end of this episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave me a review because that really helps me with my ranking. It also helps me help other business owners such as yourself. All right? And also, guys, please do subscribe to my podcast because I upload podcast episodes every single day from Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. EST. Okay? And if you guys are interested in my one-on-one marketing strategy services, like I told you, I have 3 packages. One is a 1 month, one is a 2 month, and one is a 4 month package. I also am currently offering Instagram audits for businesses as well. So if you're interested, those are in the description box below. Alrighty, guys. I hope you guys are staying super, super safe. I will catch you guys in another episode. Bye-bye.